Show us your tips. Daggy and Beaver with you for Makybe Diva Stakes Day. A cracking weekend ahead of good racing from Flemington and Rosehill. The Beaver's off on a romantic retreat somewhere down south. How you travelling, mate?
Yeah, pretty much. You've got spot on there, mate. Got the Beaver is a lover, mate, not a fighter, as you know. And so, yeah, just taking care of business and just down past Barrel, enjoying out on a farm stay, mate. So, yeah, happy to be with you tonight.
Lovely. And I'm live to tape from the Grey Gums Hotel. So we'll see how we go to getting through this recording. But it is a cracking weekend of. We had a pretty good day midweek, just quietly. We were right on Wednesday.
Yeah, another good week, midweek card for us, Daggy. Not letting the punters down again. Plenty of winners, and that's what the punters want. And leading into this time of the year, signs are good for the boys.
And we kick off. We're going to head to the Group 1 meeting first at Flemington, where it is a drying track. A bit of rain around through the next day or so, but I don't think it's going to be much worse than a soft track at Flemington. We'll watch the rain on the actual day there. Rails in the true. It's standard Flemington. We'll see what we get there. This is one of the best Flemington cards. This is a Melbourne Cup Week style card. I think every race is deep. There's chances all through it, and I'm a bit excited to have a chat about it.
Yeah, me too. I think you're right here, Daggy. It's the spring is in the air, and this is a great way to kick off this weekend's racing. Like, this is deep card and some really good quality horses resuming, and some good ones backing up. So yeah, keen to get into it.
We kick off with the Poseidon Stakes, a listed race up the straight for the 3-year-old boys. 1,100 metres, and we're starting in style. Beaver, how are we going to start here?
Yeah, great way to start the day. Look, I do have Doull on top. I think this is an untapped 3-year-old here. Only had the one start before it was put out, and couldn't have been more impressive on its first up win. I think down the straight will suit. I've got it on top. I'm not sure the straight will suit Alpha One. I think it's a bend horse, but I could be wrong. But yeah, Doull on top, and I thought Spacewalk could run well. I think it might be suited by the straight. I think it's got a bit wobbly around bends and things previously, and hung and dipped and turned, and so I've got Doull on top, main danger, Spacewalk.
I end up with you as well. Cracking race, Doull on top, jump outs and trials leading this were great. What it did up the straight first start was tremendous, and I think we can start off nice enough here. I took the opinion that I'm against all the Sydney form coming down, so that got out quite a chunk of this race, which left me with Doull on top. I do think Alpha One's going all right though. Only grabbed by a good one late there. Like you said, very interested around the straight. It does seem a bit of a greyhound in terms of the fact it likes the rail, but was good enough last time. Just grabbed by a good one who will run well. And something like Brereton I thought was over the odds at $23. Trialled up well for this, and coming off the Queensland form, short break in between, it might run well enough. But agreeing with you with Doull in the first. The second is a 1,700 metre staying contest handicap. Tricky business here. I went with I sort of penned a lot of the fresh stuff here, and there was so many questions about a lot of these once you start throwing in the Williams horses and a few others first up. So a couple of bets I'm happy to have. I'm going to go a small bet on Macram, who I had an opinion of first up, put up with cardiac arrhythmia there. Trialled since and won that trial well enough and is $26. Happy to have a stab there. And I think, and then after that, I think the market's in about the right order. I think Sir Davey will run well. Obviously, the Lyrical Lad is up and going, and he's a shocker. But for me, just a small bet on perhaps, as I said, Macram and even Buckhurst off a one-run prep in autumn to see where we go here. What do you make of this?
Yeah, another good, interesting race. I've got He's a Shocker on top. Really like the price at $6. This time has been fantastic in its preparation. Goes well at Flemington. back slightly in distance, but it's had a little bit of a freshen up since its last start in July. But this looks like a really suitable race. Did beat Lyrical Lad when you go back 4 starts ago in May, carrying 60.5, so it's got 5.5 weight there first up. So got hit just slightly on top. Lyrical Lad is going well, beat Born a King, easily. Born a King come out and frank that form, so you can't rule it out. But yeah, he's a shocker on top, just at the price, $6, and well drawn. Flemington suits.
The capped on tees, the 1,100 metres for the 3-year-old fillies, the listed race is, just as good, if not better, than the boys' version. This is a cracker. Chances all through the card. Beaver, you got any clarity here?
Well, it is a cracker, and I've gone for English Riviera. I was a big fan of this horse in its first preparation, and showed some potential. Was put out after 3 starts. They were all pretty good. Ran nicely. I think it was in the Caulfield Guineas. Was only just over a length behind the winners there, and prior to that had some really good form. Ran well at Flemington. First up at the Ballarat Synthetic, absolutely annihilated them by 10 lengths. I think this horse has come back better, and I've got it on top. I think it's super hard to beat. Yeah, I think it's clear on top for me.
I'm with you. I agree, 100%. Everything you just said, you took the words out of my mouth. I've had the same opinion. I was giving it chances all the way through the 2-year-old season, and it is. I think she's a big, strong girl who's come back better, as you said. I love the blowout there. That was only a trial, 10-length win, dominant, but now draws to get a lovely run where it wants. Just can roll up the straight at her own leisure, and will be very hard to beat. I love the price too. And on top for me, I think, and I think Bubble Palace did some nice stuff last prep. Finished off at Warrnambool in the Gold Strike there. She's been trialling up a storm as well. Comes here and is the best part of $10. You can have a saver on her. Cracking race. We can probably talk about. We've had opinions of more than half of this field, but I think at the $6.50, a great bet here, English Riviera. The 4th is the Sofitel over the 1,400 metres, a listed race. Another race where we've got plenty of our old mates here. I set out to find Blue Army here at the price, at around the $13. I was perhaps a little bit not enthused about the trials. Given the price, I'm still going to have something with it. Did trial in blinkers as well, but did some nice stuff during last prep at the Savabeel. From a pinstripe to fresh is best here, 1,400 metres. Nabbed first fresh runs last prep were great, and nabbed a couple of nice horses in doing so. And a penny has finally dropped with Bermudez, just putting together some real nice wins along the way. But I'm going to have something on Blue Army at the price, and make sure pinstripe's a nice result. Beaver, yourself?
Yeah, I've got Bermudez on top here. Just keeps getting better.
I thought you might.
Each preparation. Only had 4 starts first up, Daggy, and 1 all 4.
Yep.
So it goes well fresh. So that's a really good pointer for me. 1,400's perfect. Gates 11, you can get to the middle of the track. It's got the biggest finish out of any of these. Likes the track. 5 stars, 2 wins, 2 placings. Distance suits. 4 out of 4 first start, as I said. Can be super hard to beat. $5, I like that. And I'll save on Blazer Trail. Thought it was a really good win last start, albeit at Madura, but it beat my boy Birmingham, who we know has got some potential. And it came out and won very easy after that in one of the provincial cups. So I think it can run really well, off some really decent form out of that. So I thought at the 15-20 mark, it might be a bit of a smoky to save on, but Bermudez on top for me.
The 5th is the Group 1, the Makaibadeva Stakes over the mile. Won last year by Incentivised. Before that, Fierce Impact. I'm pretty sure I tipped both of them. Grunt, Faulkner, Southern Speed, shocking weekend hustler in Northerly in the last 15 years or so. Nice on a roll there. Small field, a lack of pace is my concern here. Who do you like?
Yeah, lack of pace is the real problem, isn't it? There
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
Absolutely none. I don't even know what's going to lead.
I sort of half
Alligator
settled on
Blood.
Western Empire. Unless Alligator Blood, because it's in the Waterhouse camp, I think people are assuming going to, but it just hasn't showed speed for a while.
Yeah.
Tim Clark may
So
take that initiative, but I thought it
it's going to come down
or Western
to
Empire might roll forward, yeah.
yeah, a lot's going to come down to how this race pans out. Look, I'm going to stick with I'm Thunderstruck. It's a horse I back. It's also if I tipped it last start. Probably could have just about as won that race. Outstanding first up performance. Got no reason to jump off here other than the price and the lack of pace, but it's not going to play in anyone's favour here. So hopefully it's just got the best sprint on these. Got it on top. I thought Regal Power presented decent value around the 20s.
Yep.
So it could run well.
I agree. I did exactly the same thing. It was hard to miss I Am Thunderstruck first up, just missed late there, and sets up here and maybe slowly run suits. It may be able to just sit there and flow into this nicely and have the best sprint. And I thought Regal Power was a danger, unbeaten a mile, was a nice return there, and is a class horse, and it's a big prize with Damien Oliver in a Group 1. I thought they were the two I'm looking to play, but just terrified of the pace. You can talk about all these runners, Cascadian, perhaps underrated, and Blake Shin may take forward. Alligator Blood, we'll see what happens. And Western Empire, I'm half banking going forward. The rest I don't need to talk about. We've bagged Moanga enough. But if all things being equal, I think we've got this race covered there between the two we've mentioned. The 2,500 metres quality handicap comes up next. Apparently 3 full brothers in this race. Serpentine, team captain, and another one who I didn't write down. So that's interesting for someone, I suppose. Who have you done here, though, in this? Who have you gone with in this staying race?
I've got Point Nepean on top. It's just a better horse than these. This horse is going to be a cuts contender. Last preparation, outstanding. Just kept getting better and better. I think the break will suit. It's only lightly raced, 5-year-old, 7 starts. But yeah, I thought it was just outstanding last preparation, and I got it clearly on top. When you look at the market, you've got horses like Through Irish Eyes, Horrifying. While they're going really well, I think they're winter horses, and now they're coming up against spring horses, and I don't know that form will stand up, but time will tell. For me, yeah, Point Nepean clearly on top.
Agree. Again, not much to add. The best thing about it is it can take up a position as well. So in a race where there's in a bit of doubt, it can roll forward and perhaps lead these. Yeah, fantastic bet, nice price.
I think it probably sits behind Horrifying. I think Horrifying from gate 15 probably rolls forward, and I think Point Nepean probably just sits in.
Absolutely. Keen. Agree with you. It will be very hard to beat here and will be a genuine Cups contender in a spring where it doesn't seem we're getting anyone turning up off a plane. So we'll follow that form through. Interpretation will run well. Nice Australian debut there. Better for that. And I think that Fengarada, little battler that is just flying right now, absolute wet tracker. It's $17. I'll have a little something on it, but it is flying at the moment. And if we get wet tracks, may pick up something like one of these sort of Bendigos or Geelong Cups along the way. But I think, Point Nepean's a great bet here. The Elusive Stakes, 1,400-metre Group 2 comes up next for the girls. And this is another ripper. Very good bet here, and I'm keen on a few. At the current prices, I've got Foxy Frida on top. Loves the track, loves the distance, will run well here, resuming. Trials have been fine. You're getting $8, and Damien Oliver again is going to run really well to get a lovely flowing ride into this race. Yearning has been trialling fantastically. I suggested it last week. I believe it opened in the 30s here. It's still 20s. It will run well, and we'll give you a genuine sight for that. Kissing off her cheeks, Nick coming here second up. We saw it explode here last time, second up, and will run well. And I Am Bene was fantastic last prep. More chances here, but across those, I'm going to have a good bet on Foxy Frida and a good bet on Yearning and cover Kissing off her cheeks. Beaver, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm going I Am Bene. Loved its its win last start, almost got into an impossible position.
Yeah.
And still flew home and won. It was, I backed it, loved the run, thought it was outstanding. I think it's a horse packed with potential. I think the Flemington straight will suit. Gate 4 is perfect at $7. I think that's a great price. My other two that I did look at was Foxy Frida. Thought it was a good chance first up. Oliver aboard. I thought the $8 was good. So, wouldn't leave that out. And also thought first up, Blood Dragon T from the Freedman stable could run well. I'd be saving a little bit on that, but I am Benet on top. Nice bet.
The other forgotten horse here I'll just quickly mention is Elusive Express. Has never run a bad race and was set for the Oaks last time. I think it's going to be kept fresh here, and your 1600 metre races, it's going to be right up for. And it's 30s. One for your quaddy for sure. The Elusive Express. Race 8 is a Bobbie Lewis up the straight. One of the gateways to the spring sprints. And this is another interesting race here with some of our old favourites. Lobbing, what have you done?
Yeah, great race. A lot of quality horses here, but I've got Vera and Scover on top. Just flies up the straight. Last start was just unbelievable up the straight, and the start before that was pretty good as well. I think this is perfectly suited here, well weighted with 53 Williams aboard. Love the price, and actually think it's a very nice bet. A couple of others in here. We know a Serious Suspect always runs well up the straight, so it's going to be hard to beat as well. But Veron's go on top for me.
We're spending too much time together because I've got the same numbers. Veranskova, $10, flying. Have loved both runs this prep. This would be a goal here, down into weights, and you're going to get a great side at the around the $10 mark. Serious Suspect just loves the straight as well, and was very, very honest last time. And again, $10. And the one I had a couple of looks at, which I think I may have something on, is Roherin. It's first time up the straight and has a little bit of a feel of a sniper's chance here. One of those horses that can unfurl a big outside barrier, straight finish, and is you're going to get best part of 30 to 1 here to find out. Sort of keen on a race because don't know what to do with shooting for gold, and I think it falls away after that.
I agree.
The 9th is the Exford Plate 400-metre listed race for the 3-year-olds, and another cracker. Tricky business here with a lot of the Waller horses nominated up in Sydney as well. I have got Berkeley Square on top. I think it's a good horse. I think you could argue it should be unbeaten. It's the sort of horse, it has a feel of a grunt or one of those big Flemington mile horses that can get to the outside of the track and is going to come home, particularly from gate 16 at this time of the day, and just storm down the outside and be very impressive. Happy to be with it, but there's lots here, and I went Waller after that. I think Osipenko will run well. I think Basquate's a chance, and after that, Ringmaster coming down might be a chance as well. But there's tremendous race. We're going to learn a lot more coming out of it, and as we head towards, I guess, the Caulfield Guineas and then perhaps even a Cox Plate. But I think Berkeley Square's here to run well, Beaver.
Yeah, I think Berkeley Square, I was just a bit worried about the gate 16, how far it did get back. I stuck with Fujita-san. I know there was probably a few knocks on it from the first up run, but I just don't think it handled the Mini Valley track and the heavy track. And so I'm willing to forgive that run. I just think there might have been, it just wasn't suited there, didn't jump well, got stuck in the field, only plotted in the heavy. I think it would benefit a lot from that. So I'm willing to put a line through that and take my chances that it's packed with plenty of potential. I think you're right, Berkeley Square, absolute good chance here and could do that. And I thought Northern Beaches from the Waller stable could run well. Gate 14 worried me a bit, but at 20s, could have a little dabble at that.
Absolutely. I think this will be the prep where they where Waller has Northern Beaches ready to fire. Beaver, you get the chance to have a crack at the Flemington Quaddie here. What are you doing?
Yeah, interesting affair here. First leg, race 6. I'm going to go number 3, Point Nepean, number 4, Interpretation, and number 5, Horrifying.
Yep.
In the
Okay.
second leg, I'm going to go
King of the Castle was the
number
third
1,
brother there for those that may have been interested. Carry on.
I'm going to go number 1, Yearning, number 3, Le Dragon T, number 5, Kiss on All Four Cheeks, number 10, Foxy Frida, number 14, I Am Bene. In race 8, I'm going to go number 8, Stage Man, number 11, Serious Suspect, number 12, SWAT Start, number 17, Verenskova. And to finish off in the last race of the day, I'm going to go number 7, Osipenko, number 6, Berkeley Square, number 9, Northern Beaches, number 11, Fajita Sun, number 13, Elliptical.
Lovely. And your best and value for progroupracing.com.au, which you should all visit and sign up for the mailing list.
Yeah, I think there's plenty of value of horses that we tipped around that $7, $8 mark, but I'm going to put my best value, race 3, number 12, English Riviera. And I'm going to go best bet of the day. We're going to get away with a winner in the first race of the day. Race 1, number 6, Doull.
Lovely. I agree. It's just a big, thick Flemington card where you can back a few each way all the way through, and I'm excited. I'm going to make value Yearning. Hopefully we get around, if we still get the price. I can see this jumping $10. It's currently, I think it's $19 I'm looking at now. You can get better elsewhere. It'll run well. Point Nepean's my best, which is unusual for me to stamp that in a staying race, but I think it's there to win. And keen on both of those as we head to Rosehill, where I've been told there's rain coming in the west tomorrow, but it is a soft 7. Soft 5, actually, just refreshing now. No rain on a day. The rail is in the 5 metre mark. I would want to be seeing, especially after the last few weeks, want to be seeing horses run on before we really dive anything. Beav, any thoughts on the track?
Oh, who knows? Who bloody knows, mate? Yours is as good as mine. You're going run on, are you?
No. I want to see them running before I go away from the fence. I'm saying on pace.
Get on pace.
Yep.
Yeah. I was thinking the same.
Yeah, it's standard Rosehill rail out. The highways first. What do you got for us?
Yeah, which makes it hard, right? Because you just don't know what they.
And this has been a tricky thing. You get served up a highway and a big way to start the card the last 6 weeks, and you're not quite sure what that actually means, I suppose.
Yeah, I didn't spend time on this, so I got number 12 King Contributor on top around the $7 mark. That's my number 1 pick, but I'd also save on number 9 Weaverville. They'll be both on pace.
Cool. The second is the midway over the 1,200 metres. Anything here?
Yeah, I really liked number 8 Kips Bay, the one first up at Gosford. Was a really nice win. A lot to like about this horse. I think it's a progressive horse, and I think it's destined for better things at the midway. So I've got it on top. Again, just the track conditions could beat it, but it's the best horse in this race.
Yeah, Darylina Bell's been up since Christmas, so I'm not overly enthused. So I struggled a little bit through the card and through the race, I should say. So I'm going to have something on both the price runners in the 30s there. Kimberley Rain and Verbeck. I've always had an opinion of Verbeck. Nice fresh horse. On a day's a talent sprint. If we can run on, I think Bowman can get to the outside of the track here and give us a sight at the 30s. And Kimberley Rain was a nice win last time. Now gets Tommy Berry against 30s. just a couple of stabs in the dark there because I wasn't super keen on the rest of this. As we head to the third, the 2,400 metre staying race, where can you be any keener, Beaver?
Yeah, look, only two chances here, and I've got Impulsar. I think it winning form's good form. Took care of Mon Felicity last start. I think it's better suited over the 2,400. And although it's got the 61 kilos, I still think it'll be too good.
Yeah, two chances. I'm going to flip them because Mon Felicity has now ticked the 2,400 metre box and now gets J-Mac. And I'm going to say it's enough to turn the tables, but there's only two chances here. Depending how the prices play out in the day, I can see one drifting and it being able to save on one and back the other. That's the way I'm going to play the race. I'm not going to overthink this. I don't think there's anything else here that I want to be involved with unless there's a mad bias early. The fourth is an 1,800 metre benchmark 78. What the heck is this race? I'm going to take the narrative here just because I can. That Hammer-On hasn't actually beaten anything yet. Come through some Gosford and provincial stuff. Went to Kenzo, was okay, but it beat Cognac. It's coming up here against Colino, who's got J-Mac on board, ready to go, and is $6. And I'm gonna back Colino, and I'm gonna have something on Bazooka at the 20s, because the only thing it's done wrong is not being able to run at Rosehill, which is perhaps a concern. But it's going well enough, this prep work, and have a stab on that. And I don't have a lot else here I want to talk about. Bowman, Gate 1, Wallace Dayer. I've been stung a little bit by that lately, so I was just going away from it. What are you thinking, Beaver?
No, I've got Hammer-On top here. This is a talented horse.
Is this your best of the day?
It's a good horse. Might be.
Keep going. Tell us why.
Wait and see.
Yeah.
Oh, look, mate, I just thought the first up win was great. Sat third, put pay to him, wasn't even tested. I think out to the 1,800 or suit. Again, I think this is destined for a little bit better races than this. Might find itself in Melbourne at some stage. Colino, I was a bit disappointed with last start. I thought it just plotted, maybe the heavy going. A bit worried about that. It's had it been up for a little bit now. That may have taken something out of it.
Yeah.
I thought the main danger was a horse like Casino Kid. It finishes off and runs okay. Thought it could be the main danger, but Hammer-On top here, clear pick.
Yeah, no, I thought you might, and yeah, fair call. Of course, 1,100 metre benchmark 88 is up next. Again, good race. I saw what I needed to see out of Clemenceau here to have it on top, as the marker suggests. But it's where am I going here? Race 5. There we go. Talented horse has trialled up well for this. Pike has Pike on board and did some good stuff last prep on top. And after that, I'm in market order. I don't think Remark runs if it's wet because I assume they've marked it as a dry tracker and might keep them separated there. And Bacchanali has tried up well, J-Mac, and will run well. I'm not telling anyone anything. The market hasn't. Beaver, what have you made of this?
Yeah, I just had a slight question mark over Clements there coming to Sydney and its form. I was happy to take it on a little bit in this. The track gets a little bit wet. I've got Bacchanali on top. Loves to sting out of the ground. Trials have been very good for this. And last preparation was pretty good in some decent quality listed and group races. So I thought Bacchanali was the horse to beat here. And I thought Heresy from the same stable could run well first up. But I just went back and Alia with James McDonald on board. I thought it probably looked the one to beat.
Good stuff. I like it. I like that we've bled enough into each other these days that we know where we're going and we can see how each other might think here, because in another world I would have gone exactly the same way. The 1,100 metre Ming Dynasty, 1,400 metre Ming Dynasty, I should say, for the 3-year-olds, Group 3, comes up next, and this is another very interesting race. Beaver, what have you done?
I tipped Conqueror last when it was scratched last when it was in last, so I'm going to stick here. Again, I think it can get the right run here. Really liked its first up run. Won well in its very first race start. I think it's prepped and ready to go for this. Hopefully the track doesn't come too wet because it might be scratched if that's the case. If that happens, then I'd probably lean something more towards Zoo Tiger. Will probably lead this race and can handle the wet track. So sticking with Conqueror purely out of that, but wouldn't be surprised if the track gets downgraded too much for it scratched. If that happens, Zoo Tiger on top for me.
I'm with Golden Mile. Despite the big SP last time, I was given a chance last time, ran really well. Cut through the inside there, perhaps not in the best part of the track. Hit the line fantastically, and extra distance will suit. I'm saying the Kibu form's good, and as I've mentioned earlier, I think it'll hold up for those that go down to Melbourne as well. And will run well here. From Basquate through the same race, had a space, but J-Mac Waller up in distance is going to go well. Oposenko, wherever it ends up, is going to run well. So with it, and Manzois is an interesting runner because it's 50s here, it's 40s later in the card. I know it got up through on the rail there, but I think it's a silly price given what we've seen since from back rower, and I don't know. It's we'll see where it turns up. I assume it might end up running later, but blue colours on top again. I'm blued up as I usually am. The quarter kicks off with a run to the Rose at 1,200 metres for the 3-year-olds here, Beaver. We see the return of Fireburn, the champion 2-year-old. We see In Secret, who was scratched late last week, and the champion Queenslander, the very good Queenslander, Natuno Gate 1 Bowman, who you've got a feel on here. What do you like here?
Why's Fireburn 650?
I think because Portelli's spent the last 6 months talking up the fact it is going to the Cox Plate or something. He thinks it's a 2,000 metre horse. It's the only thing I can assume. I assume you like it.
To win.
Yeah.
I just everything points to it for me. Best horse of its age group last preparation, beat all of these fairly comfortably. Resumes here, 1,200, gate 7. This thing looks like it's going to be out of the track. If it's heavy, we know it absolutely churns through that. And just a quality horse. If it's going to,
if it's heavy, how doesn't it start favourite if it's heavy?
Mate, it's almost worth getting on now. 650 is good price for me. It's not, the track's not going to get any better.
No.
So I've got it clear on top. Again, I would have probably put In Secret as the main danger, just given that I've got an opinion of the horse, and I'd have to see Best de Bordeaux because its first up run was just not great, and I just want to see it before I tip it again.
Love the confidence. You've talked me into it. But I've got Sajardin. I've gone Portelli, Sajardin from Fireburn, for everything you just said. Isn't it just obvious? It feels obvious to me, and it's sort of weird, so I'm not quite sure what to add. So In Secret, I assume, doesn't run if it's worse than a 7 or an 8, a 6, 7, 8 sort of thing. So I'm going to go, Sajardin from Fireburn. Like you said, you've summed that up pretty well too. Let's move on before I overthink this. Race 8 is the Theo Marks, Group 2. 1,300 metres. Chat's heading to Melbourne. What do you like here?
Yeah, good race. Very interesting race. I'm just trying to work out who will lead out of Mr. Mozart and Ellsberg.
Good question. I assume Mr. Mozart and Ellsberg sits OSL.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, and that's why I had Mr. Mozart on top. Look, loves this thing out of the ground again, goes forward. It's going to take some catching. Just seemed to go strength to strength last preparation, and I expect it to come back a better horse than that. So I've got it on top. Ellsberg's the main danger. I think those two have got it between them. Ellsberg will need to be good just to grind it down, conceding 3 kilos.
Nothing more to add. Mr. Mozart on top. If it's here, this is the big race where we needed a track bias because if we're running on, I've got Jameer on top. But if it's what we're expecting, I agree. Mr. Mozart on top, and Ellsberg will run well, but sitting outside lead first up's not a necessary recipe for success, as we know. I think it falls away after that. Do I need to be scared of Kementari?
Yep, definite chance.
Yeah, probably, and a little bit of cut out and all that sort of thing. So, but Mr. Big track bias race, Mozart and Ellsberg. If we're swooping, I'm looking at Jameer and Kementari. That is the trickiest one today to sort of stamp now. The 1200 metre Shirako Stakes comes up next, and another ripper here. I'm sticking with Shades of Rose. Made a believer of me. He's done good stuff. Has gapped. I think she's now put 3 in a row where she's won by 4 lengths or more on a Saturday. Is going to get control here, and I'm going to be completely honest. I think the jury's still out on Espiona. Trials were fine. Need to see it on race day again. My Whisper's going to run well here. Was a tragedy in it last start and is better than the rest of the ones in the market. So I'll talk about Quaddy when I get there, but I think Shades of Rose, I'm going to back her to produce one more here at stakes level. What are you thinking?
Yeah, look, it's hard to get a guide, but it's been so impressive the last few starts. And I've got it on top as well. Gate 13 shouldn't be a problem because it's going to burn across and take these on. I don't know it's got too much that's going to challenge it up top here. Espiona, have to see, wouldn't have minded a bit better jockey, in my opinion, on Shades of Rose.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were Espiona.
But yeah, no. Well, Shades of Rose has had J-Mac the last few starts, and
maybe that's it. Maybe that's a pointer, isn't it?
That's the only time it didn't have J-Max won the last 3. When it ran second behind the Big Easy, King rode it, and then when it pig jumped, Clark was on it. So that's the question mark for me. More the jockey than anything else, but clearly on top for me.
Yeah, looking forward to it. She could set herself up for a big spring here if she's back in one piece. Benchmark 78 over the 1,500 metres wraps us up, where I'm going to come home with... I'm going to come home with Arnold. I like its progression. I like the fact J-Max stuck with it. I like what it did 2 back. I like what it did last start at Kenzo, and it is a nice horse. As is Waterford, who's done absolutely nothing wrong. And for the third Waller, it's 50-1. If Manzois is here, it'll run well too. I think that's about it. Tamerlane over the odds. I'll get to that in the quaddy. Beaver, what are you thinking?
I flipped him. I've gone Waterford on top. Really liked the way it won at Rosehill last start. Thought it was pretty impressive. I think it will improve from that. Obviously, Arnold is also a progressive type. But yeah, just thought Waterford last start was a little bit more impressive, and second up, I think right to go.
Cool. No, fair call at all. I'm going to get back and do my Rosehill quaddy. I'm going to go with 2 Sejardin, 5 Natuno, 6 Sweet Ride, 7 Fireburn, 11 In Secret, into 1 Kementari, 3 Ellsberg, 4 Mr. Mozart, 10 Jameer, 2 Bella Nipotina, 6 Espiona, 9 It's Me, 8 My Whisper, and 10 Shades of Rose. You can skinny it up to just a 2 if you'd like to, but we'll see how the track is playing out and just what the weather does there with scratchings. And let's come home with 10 Tamerlane, 15 Gracistilia, 16 Waterford, 17 Arnold, and 19 Manzois. Given the amount of Waller horses I've just included, I imagine probably half of them will be scratched, so hopefully a bit better percentage there. For progretracing.com.au, I'm going to give me your best and value there, Beaver, as I just refresh my screen.
Yeah, my best is race 3, number 3, Impulsor. Had to just put you off the scent there earlier, mate.
No, that's fine.
And
I knew it was coming.
my value bet comes up in race 7, number 7, Fireburn.
I like you found it. I'm going to make my best, which is a tremendous question. I'm going to make my best Golden Mile. Race 6, number 5. And I'm going to make my value. I think Fireburn's value. Fireburn and Sejard in the Run to the Rose. I'm slightly thrown by it to say that, but yeah, it'll run well. And Manzois, if it runs around in the last at 50s, have $1 each way on it. Anything for us in Queensland?
Yeah, I got 3 for us to follow up in Queensland, mate. The last 3 races of the day. Race 7, number 14, Indiscreetly, around the $4 mark. Now, race 8, number 6, We Own a Smart One, evens. And in the last, we've got race 9, number 5, Kingston's here, $8.50.
Lovely. For progretracing.com.au, this has been Show Us Your Tips. Check them out. Subscribe to all their socials. Jump on their website, more importantly, and subscribe to their mailing list to get our show twice a week, every week. And as of the coming week, we're going to be sharing some articles about some Tuesday and Thursday tips as well. So keep an eye out for that. Anything to add, Beaver?
Looking good. No, just as I said, looking good. Exciting news. The Beaver and Daggy will be giving some more midweek tips Tuesdays and Thursdays. So plenty to watch out for.
Yep, and subscribe on YouTube or Spotify where you're listening. Coming up in the next few weeks, we've got the Everest on the way. We've got Doncaster on the way. We've got obviously Cox Plate, Caulfield Cup, and the big cups. We will do a runner-by-runner preview of some of those big ones as well. So keep an eye out for that. Hopefully get some special guests involved and have a chat to them as well. Beaver, enjoy your holiday. Hopefully your little punters club on a Saturday afternoon produces plenty of winners. And we will be back to look at midweek racing come Wednesday morning. See you guys.